Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Today we're going to talk about our favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a cool subject for our sales today, so let's go ahead and dive right on in there. So what is our subject for today? It's called working with FFL. Who's that? Okay, First Family Life. It was day 2 yesterday. Got my feet wet. A couple of days ago, started calling people, had some, I have like about 200 some odd leads and stuff like that I bought. And it was like, man, I really couldn't get a lot of people on the phone. That's just my personal experience. And they were like 3-month-old leads and stuff like that. The people have probably already called and already went out and seen and so forth. But yesterday I said to myself, Gary Lee, what are we going to do? We got to make some money, honey. You paid a bunch of money for these leads. You got your discounts and you don't want to let yourself down. So I do what I do best. I go cold calling. I'll go knock on doors. Like I said, I try to reach out to people. Unfortunately, people are not answering their phones like they used to. They get these robocalls all the time, and people are just, a little bit more shy when it comes to picking up that phone with numbers they don't recognize. And sometimes they might get back with you. And it was kind of strange because I had a couple of people that I had talked to that I was going to go to their house. And they called me and said, well, we're not interested in everything. So I'm still going to go knock on their door. But I was out and about. Like I said, I made myself a list. I also have this cool thing called Road Warrior. And with all these particular addresses that I have, I went and knocked on some doors. So yesterday I got a chance to see I knocked on about 5 different doors because they were all in one zip code. And I've got probably about another 20 people in that particular zip code. And I just got out of church, so Sunday. A lot of people don't want to work on the weekends. But it's like, honey bunny, you work when you make your money, honey. So my simple job today is to get out there, pound the pavement. Yesterday, like I said, I had a couple of sales, and it was pretty lucrative, and I helped some families and some people that you wouldn't have thought. I had this gentleman that I helped get service, and I was actually there for his sister, and he was giving me all this stuff, and we were talking at the front door for probably about 10 minutes, and I finally said, well, can I come in? Because we were talking about all this stuff going on in the world and the rates and how things are as far as, if you own a home, that, you don't want the bank to get it. So we had a really good conversation, and a lot of this information that I used, I got it from FFL. I really, really did. They've got some of the best. Sean, that's the big guy. They have some of the best training that I have ever seen. And I sell real estate too. I work for a company called Exit Real Estate here in Jacksonville, Florida. But I also am a notary, and I do this too part-time. So I wanted to figure out, well, if I can't talk to these people over the phone, because I went to this guy's house and said, well, we don't ever answer the phone. Okay. So sometimes you got to get out there and put some metal to the pedal to the metal, and you got to get out there and knock on some doors. And like I said, I went to about 5 or 6 houses. People weren't there. One guy was, but the first guy that I talked to, he let me sit on his front porch. He wasn't very receptive or anything. But, if you can't get in the front door, then it's a little bit harder to sell. But if you can get at that table, it's a whole lot easier for you to offer a service. And like I said, when I was talking to that guy and I helped him get service yesterday, his name was Brian, real nice guy, older guy. And, I wasn't expecting to sell, but, I pray a lot and ask God to help me, to bless those people. And, when I left his house, he said, you really did bless me. He said, this is kind of like, a God thing, and I really, really appreciate it, because I was out there probably because I'm brand new and I have to learn all the technology and all the different vendors that we have. And at first, we thought he was going to get a level policy, which means you just fill out the paperwork and everything's good and you get a good deal. But he ended up getting a graded policy. A graded policy means basically that it's going to take 2 years, and for some companies it can be even more. But for the ones that I picked, like AIG, which is a good company, it takes 2 years to get in line, and plus, if he dies before, the family gets what they put in plus 10%. And it was like, okay, and because I have a policy like that, I know how it is to be an older person. I'm 56 years young, and I've got like 5 different policies on on me and my son. And I had to buy what I could afford when I first got into selling. But the key to success in this regard is I just kept talking. I talked about the financing and how much he owed on his home, and was he worried about his family losing that home, and and who was going to be the beneficiary. It was a whole lot of stuff that I had a conversation with the gentleman, and we ended up walking away, with about $1,889. It's about $158 a month. And so what I'm sharing with you is, I'm going to keep going. Today, like I said, I just got to church and I'm blessed up and everything. And hopefully I'll be able to bless somebody today, and I leave that to God. But like I said, I got a list, okay? And what I do is I carry my list with me. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I carry my list with me, and then I approach the door and I ask him, this you? Is this you? Well, I'm getting back with you about the information that you requested probably about 3 or 4 months ago. And I apologize. I said, look, we've been really backed up, and we've had a lot of people who fell through the cracks. I even have a lady that I'm talking to right now. She's in the hospital. So my simple job is to just inform you about what we offer as far as services. And some people, they'll give you a little pushback and stuff, but I'm going out there and try it again. This is day 2. Like I said, I've helped, let me see, it's like my first policy was like $1,138. My second policy was $1,898. So, I make my commission and so forth based on, whatever the contract is and so forth. But I don't think about that because, see, what will happen is it gets into the pipe. And the more I do, the more I do. And like I said, I used to sell door to door and motors and equipment and stuff for pools and services. So I know what it's like to sell door to door and cold call. Hey, how you doing today? You weren't expecting me to be here? But guess what? Old Gary Lee's here. And by the way, so I was sharing with you guys, if you're a new salesperson and if you're having to go door to door and business to business, if you got a list, like I got a list, and I got multiple lists because I paid for a bunch of leads, okay? I'm going to go see these people. I'm going to knock on their door because, see, all it takes is a few sales and a few opportunities, and you're in the black. You're making money, honey. And the key to success in this regard is never quit, okay? And yesterday, the first 3 or 4 people I talked to, the first guy I felt pretty calm about, didn't get it. It was okay. It was, I was practicing. And when I went to some other people, they didn't answer the door. I left some door tags, tell them to get back with me, whether they do or not. I still got them on my list, so I can always go back. Okay, now we buy these leads, okay? You can call them. They tell you to keep buying more and more leads, but if you got a bunch of them, and if you don't exhaust them, go out and see them or knock on the door or call them, it's a waste of freaking money. And I spend a lot of money on these leads, and I'm grateful because it gives me the capability to talk with people who had an interest in a subject that I'm trying to deal with. I'm selling mortgage protection, okay, and I'm selling life insurance, okay, final expense. And that's what my simple job is today, is to just inform you what it's like. My second day, yesterday I was going to do a video and everything, but I was so wound up and everything. I'm a little bit more at peace today. And I'm just going to go knock on the doors. I'm just going to introduce myself, and hopefully I get a sale. If I don't, it doesn't mean I don't keep trying. I keep trying, baby. And I'm over here at one of my offices. I also sell real estate, and I recently got a license to be a notary too. So I'm going out there. I'm sharing to my customers, letting them know all the things that I can do for them, because I know about financing stuff. I know about how real estate works and how expensive it is and how much equity they have in their homes and so forth. So do me a favor, guys, give me a little thumbs up and share my videos. I've got literally over almost 1,000 of them, and I got 4 different channels, so you might want to take a look at them. And do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, you may not be in the insurance game, you may not be in this particular one, you may be in any type of other sales. But here's the thing, it's all basically the same. You just have to persevere. You got to get over your fear, which is false evidence appearing real, and not be afraid to go out there and, hi, okay, knock on the door. So get yourself a big old lead list. Go out there and talk to these people. And I show them the lead list. I show them, I say, look, your name is right here. This is you, right? Okay, this is your information. There's a reason. You touch something on the internet, and it got me out here. And based on the people who want me to come out here and see you, I got to do my job. So I'm just going to describe and give you the information, and hopefully we can make a sale. So let me get to work. Okay, it's only day 2, so don't let me act like I'm all that in a bag of chips. But with my experience of the many years that I have, I can have what they call the selling conversation. I can talk to them about different things, and because of my background in finance and mortgages and working with real estate and in life insurance and mortgage protection, I can have a well-rounded thing. So don't think that you shouldn't get other certifications and licenses and stuff like that. Don't pigeonhole yourself, because there's a lot of great knowledge that you can get. And I'm going to tell you what, I watch a whole lot of the FFL videos. I mean, I watch them, how to talk to people over the telephone. And sometimes, it's a little bit tough. And if you don't talk to anybody, you got to go knock on that door. Don't be afraid. And remember, guys, you've got to watch these videos. You've got to learn the techniques and so forth. No matter what I do, I'm going to go ahead and do this part-time. And if it becomes really great and I make a lot of money, well, honey, I might just, go full-time. But right now, I'm going to hit it and do on my weekend thing here. And let's go get a sale. I made couple of $1,000s yesterday, which wasn't too bad. So I better want to make some more. So let me get out there and sell something. And remember, always bless your customers. Treat them with the respect that they deserve. Always remember, they are the reason why we have a job. And treat them with the respect. Never take advantage, and give them a price point. Let them choose. And you got to remind them, are you sure you're going to be able to pay for this? Are you sure? And I do selfies with all my customers. I always do. I've been doing that for years, and I guess FFL picked up on it, but I've been doing that for years, and I'll put it on their telephone. The customer can see me if they need to call me. Now, some of those people that you got to remember, you got to stay in touch with them, because some of those stuff that we put out there, like AIG, they have you electronically doing stuff now, so they may not send a paper copy. So make sure that some of your customers, they want that paper copy sent directly to them. So I've got to take care of that. And also remember the different types of policies. It's like graded policy for people who are like me, a little bit different, and then you got some people that'll get that level one, which is right off the bat, and you're like, ooh, man, I'm glad I could get that one. But do me a favor, guys, go out there and sell something. And remember your upline, J.R. Johnson. He's the guy who I love very much. He got me into this opportunity, and I'm just going to keep trying. What can I do, man? I mean, what's the worst thing I do? Make money? Okay, and maybe, okay, so I got to get out there today and go sell something. So FFL, I appreciate you giving me an opportunity. I appreciate the commission structure. I appreciate it, and I'm just going to make another couple of videos and share this, because I'm a real salesperson, guy. I'm telling you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all. And I ain't gonna lie, it was a little hot. It was a little tough out there. And then, like I said, I wouldn't expect to get this sale from this guy. He was being kind of rude and mean and rough, but he was awesome. He was like, oh, Gary Lee, we started finding some things that were in common, and oh boy, let me in, and I may have an opportunity to help him sell his house. Okay, or maybe even get him a condo. So do me a favor, guys, go out there and sell something, but if you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling. And today we're talking about FFL, okay? Family First Life Insurance Company. We help people with mortgage protection, and we also help people with what? We help them with deathbed insurance, and more than that, guys, it's peace of mind. So I don't know if you're watching this, if you're working for another company or whatever you're doing. Every sale and every business, if you have to go knock on your doors, you got to overcome your fear. You've got to get out there and knock on the door. And don't forget your leads, okay? And show them, look, I got to talk to all these people. They sent me out here to do it. So I might as well go ahead and tell you what I got. And if they say, I don't know, I'm like, okay, I don't know, but this is what I got to do. So go out there and sell something and have a wonderful day. Okay, I'm getting ready to go and talk to some kids about some mortgage protection. I'm talking about life insurance and final expense. And I hope that I do a good job, and I'm always going to be above board. Thank you, God. I give God the glory for all the things that I do that are right. And I just want to say thank you, guys. Give me a little thumbs up. Share my videos. All right. Let's go sell some insurance.